So it feels like it's been a while since I made a Gina Carano video because she's kind of just been out of the news lately. Yes, she has a new movie coming out, and I think that's probably going to get her back in the news because once these Star Wars weirdos, once these Twitter weirdos see that she's being successful again, it's not going to go over well with them. They're going to try to cancel her over and over again. And I feel like I have a good feeling I will be making more Gina Carano videos in the near future because of that reason. But we do have some Gina Carano news today because, of course, some Twitter idiots, and one particular Twitter idiot who actually has a big YouTube channel called Grace Randolph, is also in the news today. Here is something that Grace Randolph said about Gina Carano, which it's not too surprising. Grace Randolph has, in the past said some really stupid things on social media when it comes to politics. But for whatever reason, I feel like I'm the one that always defends Grace Randolph because her scoops aren't really that bad. Like her political takes on Twitter are really, really stupid. But that's not anything new. Most of the time, these people who are connected to Hollywood have really, really stupid political takes. But, Grace's scoops when it comes to film and when it comes to TV, they're not really that bad. And she's right a lot. She's actually right a lot. And I remember I defended her during the He-Man situation where she had the scoop early, along with Clownfish TV, that the show would be a bait and switch, and everyone, was attacking her. All of her fans were attacking her, saying there's no way it's going to be that bad. There's no way it could be as bad as you're saying. And I was out there trying to defend Grace, but there is no defending what she said on Twitter the other day. This article was written on June 1st by Bounding Into Comics. It says film scooper and YouTuber Grace Randolph defames Terror on the Prairie actress Gina Carano. It's actually cool that that's how people refer to her now, as a Terror on the Prairie actress. I like that more than like former Star Wars actress or something like that. That's a much better title. I think everyone should refer to her as Terror on the Prairie actress rather than, the actress that got fired from Star Wars for tweeting something that made a couple of people on Twitter mad. Film scooper and YouTuber Grace Randolph took to Twitter to defame the Mandalorian Terror on the Prairie actress Gina Carano. I don't think anything's going to happen out of this. Like, no legal stuff is going to happen with this, but she definitely did defame her. There's no question about it. Reacting to the claims made by Obi-Wan Kenobi actress Moses Ingram regarding the comments she's received following her own statements in Vanity Fair, Randolph tweeted, "Yes, you can critique Star Wars actors and characters. No, race and gender are not valid criticisms. Under no circumstances should you harass any talent in front of or behind the camera." So another one of those people that are just like racism bad just to, farm engagement on social media. We all know this. Everyone, agrees on this. Racism is bad. We all know. She added, "I hope Moses Ingram stays on social media. I don't know what you get out of Moses Ingram staying on social media, but whatever. She's badass and is great on Obi-Wan." No, she isn't. That's a straight up lie. I don't think anyone who says that they like Moses Ingram in this role, I think she's extremely miscast. She might be a great actress outside of the role. She's extremely miscast in this role, if, at the very best. She's either a really bad actress or she just miscast extremely in this role. Because she's not good. She's really bad. And anyone who says that she thinks that Moses Ingram is good in this role, Grace Randolph included, they're lying. They're straight up lying for engagement on social media. Randolph would then respond to a user who wrote, "Unless you're Gina Carano," which is right here, "unless you're Gina Carano, I guess." And then Grace responds and says, "Gina Carano made anti-Semitic and anti-trans statements repeatedly." I would love, because I'm sure there's a bunch of replies to this tweet by Grace Randolph right here about Gina Carano. I'm sure there's a ton of replies asking her to provide proof. Guarantee you she didn't provide proof even once, because there's no way that she made those repeatedly. Maybe she slipped up once. I think it says it later on this article where she slipped up and liked a, anti-trans tweet once, but it wasn't really anti-trans. Like, it was just something that, like I said, a few Twitter weirdos got mad about. And then of course it's like the offended Olympics. Everyone wants to be more offended than the next person. So some other Twitter weirdos saw that those Twitter weirdos were offended. So they were like, "Oh no, actually I'm more offended than you are." And then it just snowballs from there until she finally gets fired. It's ridiculous. In September 2020, she would then be accused of transphobia because she allegedly liked a tweet that mocked users who listed their pronouns in their bio. A week after that, she would be labeled as transphobic for refusing to put her own pronouns in her bio, which is, I don't understand how they think that they can just make someone put pronouns in their bio. It's just so weird, man. Like, this is why I just walked away from YouTube for a while. This is why I just totally, got out of the Star Wars space, because it's just so weird and it's so unsavable. It's just so far gone. There's just no point in even trying to save it. Like, for a while I thought that we could actually make a difference. For a while I thought that we could actually change what's going on in Hollywood, change what's going on at Lucasfilm and Disney, and change what's happening on social media, change the narrative. It's never going to change, man. My advice to everyone is just to walk away, totally remove any emotional investment that you have in any of this stuff, because it's so far gone. Here is a tweet. Gina Carano, how can you like a tweet making fun of people putting their pronouns in their bios? You are supporting people who make fun of others for showing trans people their support and invalid. 1 out of 4. And here's Gina Carano. Yes, Pedro and I spoke and he helped me understand why people were putting them in their bios. I didn't know before, but I do now. I won't be putting them in my bio, but good for all of you who choose to. I stand against bullying, especially the most vulnerable, and freedom to choose. And here, as you can see in her little Twitter name, she has boop bob beep. That made people really, really mad. Then she tweeted this. They're mad because I won't put pronouns in my bio to show support for trans lives. After months of harassing me in every way, I decided to put 3 very controversial words in my bio. Beep bob boop. I'm not against trans lives at all. They need to find less abusive representation. I mean, is she wrong? Because they claim to be so inclusive and accepting and stuff like that. But if you disagree with them, even the tiniest bit, even if you're just wrong on accident, a little bit, they attack you and get you fired from your job. You know, they get you canceled. And they won't stop until you're like erased from the universe. They're not just happy with her being fired from Star Wars. They're still, or they had been, still going at her for, you know, it's been, I think, a little bit over a year at this point, maybe a year and a half at this point. They've been going after her this entire time, and it's been slowing down, like I said, recently, but I'm sure it's going to pick back up as soon as they see that she's being somewhat successful outside of Star Wars. Can you see how someone read that as mocking, someone said? Gina says, I don't think trans people would like all of you trying to force a woman to put something in her bio through harassment and name calling every day for months, such as, I'm not going to read all those words because YouTube, but we all know the story of how Gina Carano got fired from Lucasfilm and all that. Well, after Grace Randolph tweeted what she tweeted about Gina Carano responded with this. Of course, Gina Carano being classy. Of course, she's not going to say anything like Grace Randolph would say. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. How Grace Randolph is being all inflammatory and straight up defaming Gina Carano, straight up lying about Gina Carano. Of course, Gina takes the high road when it comes to Grace. Finally, someone wrote an article of what actually happened. Thank you, Bounding into Comics. Grace Randolph, I don't wish you any ill will or hate. It would just be nice if you would stop spreading malicious lies for over a year now. You do a disservice to yourself and Critics' Choice. The stuff that Grace Randolph said is not only lies, it's not, you know, it's been a year and a half, or a little bit over a year, whatever it's been. It's been a long time since Grace Randolph first started tweeting stuff about Gina Carano that's wrong. She had a long time to realize her mistake. She had a long time to realize what she was tweeting is not true, and she still hasn't done that. You know, she's still lying. She's still just blatantly lying about Gina Carano, even though she's been fired for a year and a half. You're not going to gain anything out of this other than engagement on social media and, you know, woke points. That's the only thing that you can gain out of this. So I don't understand these people that have no morals. All they care about is their public image and how they're viewed to the woke mob. It's crazy to me. How do you tweet stuff like that about someone who's been fired? She's been fired for over a year now. What are you gaining out of that? But shout out to Gina Carano for always, you know, taking the high road, always being respectful to everyone, even people who straight up lie about her and spread really, really bad lies about her. Malicious lies. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she stays so positive. I don't know how she stays so friendly to people who blatantly hate her for reasons that aren't even true. But yeah, shout out to Gina Carano for always, you know, making herself look good, always taking the high road. I don't know how she does it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the whole situation. What do you think about Grace Randolph tweeting lies about Gina Carano once again? If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link to that will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.